It is Sunday, December 8th here at the West End Gun Club. It is almost 1500, but it's still busy in the back bays. You can hear a lot of gunfire going on over there. I don't think they're running a match today. It should not be a match. Yeah, there's no matches today, but I guess there's just a bunch of people shooting. But in any case, we're here in the back bay as well because I'm going to zero the sight on this gun. This is the gun I brought out last range vlog. This is just an AR-15 with an SPR-Style upper, with the Geissele Mark 18 4N, which is new to me, or brand new to me. It's a new from Brownells, and it has the really red stuff lock, which is that little pin, which supports prevents it from moving back and forth if the clamp is not 100% secure to the rail. And this is an adjustable Arca clamp, so you can adjust the tension. But if I were to use a clamp that had really red stuff lock or RRS-Lock, that pivot or that pin will prevent it from moving back and forth because it acts as a recoil lock. But that's milled into the bottom of this Geissele Mark 18 forend. But what's new to me since the last range vlog is this mount. So I have the Area 419 scope mount. This is a cantilever mount, but then I added the new offset mount. So there's a 35-degree offset mount for any kind of red dot you want to put on here, but I have the RMR footprint, and I got the RMR mount with a Holosun. This is a 507C, which I grabbed off one of my other guns, another pistol that I don't really shoot. So instead of buying a new one, I just figure I'll put that Holosun on here and we'll sight it in and just have that kind of as a red dot on there. But we're here in the back bay. I'm barely shooting 25 yards. And then what we're gonna do is go from here, get this sighted in, and go to the 100-yard main line because the upper range is kind of in use right now. Somebody wants to shoot like long, and so they're gonna seal the gates up. So since I'm only shooting 100, I'll just go ahead and just shoot on the main line to test some loads. But I have some new loads for this gun because I normally use 24 grains of Reloader 15 with a 77 grain. I'm running low of Reloader 15 because I stopped buying it because I stopped shooting service rifle, but I got a ton of AR Comp, which I've never really tested out, but I've loaded some AR Comp, a couple different charge weights, and we're gonna try those out at 100 and get some velocities. But I'll get velocities now, and then we'll also get velocities when we're testing the group sizes on 100. But let's go ahead and start shooting. Even though we're not shooting really for groups here because it's only 25 yards, might as well just get some velocities here. And it's nice to just be able to pop on the Garmin to the gun. And I'm just going to shoot off a tripod rather than sit down on the bench. Again, we're just getting a basic zero here. In all honesty, I probably should bore sight it, but because I don't have very many rounds, but we'll just go in and take a risk here, and hopefully we're not too far off target. And theoretically, what I could do is just use the main scope as an index for the red dot, which I may just go ahead and do. And it's on paper. Okay. Let's hope for the best here. We're going to shoot canted because this is a 35-degree mount. And then we're going to go ahead and, what do we got here? This is going to be 22 grains of AR Comp with a 77 grain Nosler custom competition. Okay, get the chronograph is on. $26.78. I'm gonna go and drop my mag. I'm gonna shoot one more round and see where we're on the board. All right, go walk over and take a look real quick, see where we're at. Here's a quick look at this IPSEC target I'm shooting at. This is a big paster in the center, but you can see here we're hitting a little high. Still on the board, but we can adjust down. I'd like to just at least get the windage dialed in at a short range because windage is kind of the key thing you want to figure out as opposed to elevation. Elevation, you can, obviously is important, but windage, you might as well get that fine-tuned before you take it out to a farther distance so that you only have to worry about elevation. But let's go ahead and just make those adjustments. It's only 20 yards. I wish I knew what these were, these adjustments. I didn't read the docs on the Holosun. I'm going to assume they're quarter minute. Just at 12. And 12. Let's go ahead and get this going again. Get the chronograph back online. Okay, we're off a little bit. Okay, let's make those adjustments there. Okay, I think we're on. Drop the mag, I'll just shoot one. It's in the gun. All right. So, this is pretty good. It's about close to my Reloader 15 load with 24 grains of Reloader 15 was like just under 2,700, but 22 grains of AR Comp with a 77 grain nozzler is averaging 2682. So a little bit slower. Not bad. I did load 22.2 grains, which is technically over max because Alliant claims max is 22.1. A lot of people, like, they'll say, oh, you can't go over max, and yes and no. Generally, you want to follow the manufacturer because they do pressure tests and whatnot. The thing is, I don't know, this is probably, maybe it's just uneducated opinion, but what you can do is kind of go over certain pressures because your gun will most likely be able to handle, like ARs can handle higher pressures than you think, than normal, like SAMI. How should I say this? There's ways you can push the pressures on a gun without having a catastrophic failure. Obviously, there's failure points that you can really hit, which could cause a catastrophic failure where you're actually seeing like primers pop, you're seeing firing pins deform. Bolt lift is hard, like it doesn't lift, like because the headspace is expanded so much that you can't lift the bolt. There's things like that which you got to look for. And generally speaking, if you've had some experience reloading, you kind of understand what's happening and whether or not you're really at a point where your loads are way over max. But that being said, I know a lot of people go over the published max because they invariably find that the load works for them and there's no problems. The thing is, things could change, weather conditions can change, environmental conditions can change. You might shoot in 100-degree weather and that load could become really hot because it's at that edge of temperature sensitivity where it's going to have to do something in terms of the burn rate, or that burn and the pressure created is a lot more than normal. So that being said, I did load a little bit over max, like 1/10 of a grain, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. And we'll see if that works okay for me. I'd like to get close to 2,700. And I think 2/10 of a grain, I don't know, off of 2682 average might push me right at 2,700. And I shouldn't see any problems with the brass as far as pressure signs and whatnot. But anyway, let me show you that target instead of prattling on. Here's the target now. After I made some adjustments here, I shot this shot, made another adjustment, and I shot 1, 2, and 3. So you can probably come over a little bit. Granted, I might have been pulling on the tripod and muscling it in, but I may adjust it maybe a click left. I think they're quarter-minute clicks, so a click left or 2 clicks left might be enough. But I think I'll come a click left, and we'll see if that centers it up. But, I mean, this is very short range, only 20 yards. All right, we're over here on the 100-yard line. The sun is already going down, like it's behind the ridge, so it's pretty dim out here. So line is almost closed for the limited membership, so why the line is empty right now. I think a couple just came in. I think they're just going to practice pistol, but in any case, I'm not going to be here very long either. I just need to test these loads, and we'll see how these go. As far as I'm going to just shoot on 50 to see this thing sighted in. And then probably should have brought some optics, other optics to spot this, but let's go ahead and I hope they got ears on over there. As far as this is concerned, we are high on paper. Okay, so the difference between 20 and 50 is significant. I'm going to take one more shot here. A little bit below that. Grab my safed up here. Let me grab my tool for the Holosun. 8 clicks. Let's go come down on this one. And we are on, but to the right. Safed up here. I think I got one more round left in there. So we're gonna come left. 2 clicks. And we're shooting 2671. What's the last shot? Oh, a little bit to the left. 2 clicks is too much. All right. Either I pulled it or it was a bad shot. All right. Let's go ahead and try the 22.2 grains. Because we're still trying to fine tune this zero anyway. But we'll shoot the 22.2 grains of AR Comp at 50 yards. Let's see if we can get this dialed in here. Get the brightness down though. That's the one thing I don't like about this. A little too bright there. All right. All right. Okay, 2695 average. As far as my shots, they're low and to the left. All right. What do I do with my tool here? So I think we're going to keep it 1 click right, then a click up. Granted, I could be pulling these shots, but I'm going to try to hold true here. Dial the red dot down brightness a little bit here. Probably to the left. 2 shots. They're centered, but low. Okay. Interesting. One more click up. We are averaging 5 shots, 2704 feet per second. So I don't know. I think we're gonna keep this zero. We're holding on to a what is that? I don't know how big that paster is, a 4 or 5 inch paster, but we're within like, I think we're within like 3 inches right now with that red dot sight at 50. We'll keep it at this right now, and I'll keep it one right, and we'll try it on another day. But I'm gonna take this out to 100 and see what the zero looks like for 100. But we are averaging 2704 on the 5 shot group or 5 shot string. All right, the reason why I have my SkyPod triple pull in this fashion is because I don't feel like shooting prom, but For some reason, my other SkyPod, my single pole is broken. The pin for the adjustment of the angle is like bent, so I'm gonna have to take it home and figure out how to get it out because it will not move. I don't know what happened, how I broke that, but something we'll have to resolve. But let's go ahead. Oh, I probably should turn on my, I don't know. We're gonna go back to, this is gonna be 22 grains of reload, 22 grains of AR Comp. And I'm gonna try to shoot a decent group here. It's a decent group at 100 yards. Decent group at 100 yards. 2674 average. Let's go ahead and shoot the 22.2 grains of AR Comp. $26.91 average. I came out here to the rimfire range to review the targets. This is the 50-yard target. This is from the 20-yard session, and so we'll ignore that, but this is the 50-yard, the first shots fired. I shot high, so we dropped it down. And we have kind of favoring low and left, and so I had to kind of bring it back up here. So we were finished around here. I think we're fine at 50, although we are favoring right. Click left, click right was bringing me off quite a bit, so I think we'll leave it at that, and I'll probably tweak it later. And this is the 100-yard target, about roughly 106 to be exact, and this is 22 grains of AR Comp, which is really good. Did have this one round go far out, but I don't know, if he caught a flyer, if he was watching my position, it wasn't the greatest position in the world, but not bad. Here is the 22.2. We got a lot of left to right here. The up and down, or the elevation dispersion, is not bad, but we definitely shot wide, and I'll chalk it up to me probably just swinging the rifle left and right. But I think we can probably try 22.2, even though this shot a better group on paper. I think this is actually going to be in a practical sense, this will probably be better once I get my bipod fixed and shoot a better prone. We should be okay. And then I shot off camera, but this is my 6.5 Creedmoor, the Defiance build, my NRL Hunter gun. I just want to, again, I'm shooting to see zero shifts, and I shot 4 rounds. I went 1, 2, 3, and 4, so not bad. It's like a minute of angle, like under a minute, but if you probably kind of pulled this one, but this is nice 3 shots right here. But in any case, this is a minute group, but my goal is to make the watch to see if there's any zero shift, 2/10 mil up and down. So that's kind of why I'm bringing that rifle out and just shooting like 3 or 4 rounds on paper, just kind of just as a cadence when I go to the range. It's 1600. The sun is starting to go down way over the ridge right here because we were in the smack dab in the middle of a canyon. But in any case, we're done with the range session. Here longer than I wanted to be. It is still noisy because there's people here shooting late in the day. But got the AR with the SPR-Style upper kind of re-zeroed in with the Holosun. We have this Holosun 507C on an RMR mount, the Area 419 offset mount. And then I tried out AR Comp with 22 grains, 22.0 and 22.2 grains of AR Comp behind a 77 grain Nosler custom competition bowtail hollow point. A lot of people ask about Nosler competitions and why you don't shoot Sierras or something else. I have lots of Nosler CCs. I bought a lot of them back in the mid 2000s because they were cheap, and even though the BC of the Nosler is lower than, say, a Sierra, in the practical sense, it's still a good bullet. I mean, we're shooting at the 200 and 300 yard lines for service rifle. There's no way that a little bit of BC that it may lack is gonna cause you any issues. So that's why I have a lot of them. I think I still have maybe 1,500 left because they were only $100 for 1,000 back in the day. So it's a good bullet. But I'm loading them up in this, and they're shooting fine in this white oak upper, or white oak barrel. It's an 18-inch barrel again, 1-in-7 twist, 223 wheel chamber. I may end up putting I don't think it's in frame, but I have an A2 flash hider on this gun. So it's an A2 flash hider if it's not in frame. But I'll probably replace it with well, I don't think I need to buy another Hellfire match or Hellfire break, but I did get a Area 419 mount for that, like for that muzzle for this thread, and I can put on the brake that I have because I have a couple 6mm brakes that are suitable for this. So maybe I'll throw one on there. But anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I note this in my chronograph. And I'm going to have to figure out my SkyPod when I get home. The pin broke on that little, I don't know, I'm too lazy to go get it, but the pin broke on my SkyPod for the leg when you adjust the angles, like the spread. Don't know why it broke. It's bent, so I can't even get it out because you're supposed to be able to thread it off, but it's bent so bad that I can't thread it out. Anyway, I'm going to fix that when I get home, but that's it for today. Today is Sunday, December 8th here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vlog.